Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Rodriguez Reviews. I am your host, Javier Rodriguez, and thank you so much for tuning in. And today we're going to be talking about Ballerina from the world of John Wick. Ballerina stars Ana de Armas, Angelica Houston, Gabrielle Briel, and Keanu Reeves, and is directed by Lynn Wiseman. And like I said, it's from the world of John Wick, so kind of like a John Wick spin-off, kind of John Wick universe, as they would say. So let's dive into the film. So the film follows Ana de Armas' character, Eve, and she's a young girl, and soon she finds out these group of assassins kills her father, so she goes into this family. It's kind of like group Winston from the previous John Wick films. He brings her into this group known as the Ruska Rama organization, and she pretty much stays there from a little girl till she's a grown woman. And as she gets older, she trains and she sets out to seek revenge for those who killed her father. So I have to say, Ballerina, it's an interesting spin take on the John Wick film. It takes place during the events of John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. And we have the spin-off known as Ballerina. And while Ballerina, it follows the exact same formula as the first John Wick film, the exact first John Wick film, as an action revenge tale. And I think it's enjoyable for the most part. Again, nothing crazy about the film. It's basically a remake of the first John Wick movie, just with a female lead, Ana de Armas. But Ana de Armas, she really does make the film work here. She proves that she could play with the big boys, and she illustrates that really well here as an action star. She's been getting into more action lately. We've seen her in a few action films. She was in the 007 No Time to Die. So she's making her name in action. I think she does a pretty good job, and she carries the film pretty well. Like I said, it's not a John Wick movie unless if we have my boy Keanu Reeves there. So Keanu Reeves, he does make an appearance as John Wick because, like I mentioned, it is taking place during the events of John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. So those of you remember the events from John Wick Chapter 3. So we see him kind of in and out through the film. And the action sequences, they're really fun. They're over the top, cool action sequences. What I really love about the John Wick series is a lot of their fight scenes take place in clubs. And just with the music and the lighting, I think that just makes for like a perfect, awesome thrill ride, especially watching in the theaters. It just looks so cool with those neon flashing lights and those super cool choreographed fight scenes and those crazy shootouts. It's really cool. I especially love it when they do the scenery. And we get a couple of club scenes here in Ballerina. And we really go to these John Wick films really for its action, not so much its story. Like I said, it's a revenge film. Like the first one, John Wick is getting revenge on those crazy guys who killed his dog. She's getting revenge on this group of assassins that killed her father. She spent years and years trying to find out who they were and years in training. And I think it's a fun film for the most part. Again, nothing super new, nothing original. But like I said, we mainly, at least for me, one of the reasons why I go is to be entertained and see these action sequences. It has a decent story. Not the most craziest, best story you would want, but it's a decent story for the most part. And like I said, those over-the-top action sequences and cool stunts, it makes Ballerina for a fun time, for a fun trip at the theater, and a nice kickoff to the summer blockbuster. And we got to start off our summer with some action, right? And I think Ballerina does deliver some nice, cool action, a lot of cool, fresh moments in the film. And Ana de Armas, I think she carries the film pretty well with her charm and her wit and her beauty. I mean, come on, she is a beautiful woman. And like I said, it's a great, solid action film. And the stuff that we get from Keanu Reeves is pretty cool too. I mean, he's in and out through the movie, pretty brief. We have a little bit of interesting twist with his character in the film, but overall, Ballerina, not crazy about the plot, but it's action, super fun, super worth watching on the big screen, probably like at a discount price. If you have a discount price at your local theater, it's definitely watching if you enjoy the John Wick film series. So we'll see how Ballerina turns out. If there might be any more films with Ballerina, or if they might do any other spin-offs. I know they did a spin-off about a year and a half ago on Peacock, a miniseries called The Continental, about the hotel that they have for assassins. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm gonna go ahead and give Ballerina a B+. Solid time at the theater. A lot of cool action sequences that had my eyes glued to the screen, and that's what the film does. Wants to keep my attention, caught my attention with those action sequences. All right, guys, that's my review. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next review here at Rodriguez Reviews.